I'm like a female could be, but better.
Kayla Harrison, a once-in-a-lifetime judoka whose star has been shining ever since her childhood. Brimming with undeniable talent, but something wasn't right with her. Turns out she was a victim of sexual abuse, that too from her childhood coach. What came next was a disaster.
I was suicidal and suffering from PTSD.
She was a broken individual. She hated judo and thought about quitting the sport.
I wanted to die. There was a point in my life when I wanted to kill myself.
But as they say, there is light at the end of the tunnel. She took solace in judo again, and the rest is history. A two-time Olympic gold medalist, two-time PFL championship winner, and now a megastar in the UFC, she seems unstoppable. What led to her depression and how she overcame it is a story of a true champion. Today, Kayla uses her profile and voice to empower the victims of child sexual abuse. Hello, fight fans. Welcome back to Sportskeeda MMA. Today, let's take a peek into Kayla Harrison's career to find out how she went from an abused child to a fearless competitor. Also, if she can become a champion in the UFC. So hit the subscribe button and be sure to press the bell icon to get updated with our latest content. Let's get down to business. Born on July 2nd, 1990 in Ohio, Kayla began training in judo age 6. Well, that runs in the family. Her mother was a black belt judoka, yet her competitive success masked an unimaginable personal struggle. At the age of 16, she revealed that she'd been sexually abused by her first coach, Daniel Doyle, for years.
I was young and I was sexually abused.
As a result of such a horrifying ordeal, Harrison went into depression. She hated judo and considered leaving it. She also had suicidal thoughts.
I mean, I was like a car wreck. Like, I didn't get out of bed for that month that I was in Ohio. I was suicidal. I didn't want to do judo. I hated my mom. I hated judo. I hated everyone. Like, I was like PTSD to the max.
Thankfully, Doyle was convicted swiftly. It's incredibly moving to hear that Harrison, despite her struggles and dark moments, found support and a way forward. She had a strong support system from her mother and family. Although traumatized, she refocused and again went on to achieve greatness in the sport.
I was able to find confidence again and then renew my love for the sport.
Let's get to her Olympic career. In 2012, at just 22 years old, Kayla made history as she became the first American to win an Olympic gold medal in judo. It was a huge deal back then, and she wasn't done there. She came back in 2016 in Rio to defend her title and snap another gold, and she did that again. This makes her a two-time Olympic champ, which is insane. To honor such a legendary career, she was promoted to Rokudan, a 6th degree black belt, making her the youngest person in the US to ever be awarded this rank. But here's the thing about Kayla Harrison, she's not someone who settles for just being great. Her journey didn't stop at the Olympics, and her incredible success in judo, Kayla set her sights on a new challenge: mixed martial arts. That transition isn't as easy as it sounds. Switching from judo to MMA is like going from playing Uno with friends to chess with grandmasters. It's a totally different game with some similar strategic elements. In October 2016, she signed with World Series of Fighting, which eventually became PFL. In 2018, her debut fight was against Brittany Elkin, where she secured an easy first-round TKO victory.
But Kayla Harrison has seen it all in the world of judo, and now she's set to climb a new mountain.
She quickly showed that she wasn't just a judo champion trying her hands out in MMA. She breezed through her competition to become the $1 million tournament winner in consecutive seasons.
Harrison adds PFL gold to her Olympic gold. It doesn't get much better than that.
In the final of the 2022 tournament, she was the favorite again, but shockingly, she lost the fight.
Larissa Pacheco just pulled off one of the biggest upsets in the history of our sport.
Her contract was almost up and a transition to the UFC was highly anticipated, but it got delayed since PFL didn't want to lose their only homemade superstar. PFL forced her to fight the remaining fight in the contract, simultaneously offering her a big budget deal, but Harrison just had UFC on her mind. She was a part of PFL's first season, which signifies that she and PFL both grew together in the sport. Both had their past, but both came with a new flavor in MMA and became mainstream.
The only person in U.S. history to win back-to-back Olympic gold medals in judo. The UFC has officially signed Kayla Harrison.
Finally, in late 2023, she made the big move to the UFC. The transition from the PFL to the UFC is like going from the minor leagues to the big leagues straight away. It's no walk in the park for any athlete, even an Olympic champion. Kayla's move to the UFC wasn't just about changing promotions, it was about proving herself on an even bigger stage.
I have a goal, like I said, for myself. I want to go down as one of the best, so in order to be the best, you have to...
Once she was in the UFC, her first task in the octagon was against former champ Holly Holm at UFC 300. Talk about thrusting her into the limelight right away. The majority of fans and analysts expected her to make a significant impact on the promotion. She did just that by winning the fight in dominant fashion with a second-round stoppage. Don't think otherwise, Holly is no slouch. She's a UFC veteran, and she was champ back in 2015 after beating the legendary streak of Ronda Rousey. Now let's chat about what's next for Kayla Harrison. The next fight up for her is a clash with Caitlin Vieira at UFC 307. The understanding is that if she wins, she may get a title shot next, and understandably, she's odds-on favorite to win it all.
What's next?
I want my title next, Joe. So I don't care if it's Raquel, I don't care if it's Juliana. By the end of the year, I will be UFC champion.
With her proven track record and undeniable talent, the future is looking super bright. She's got the skills to be a major player in the UFC's female roster. But let's not forget that Kayla's impact goes just beyond winning fights. She's a role model, especially for young athletes and children. She also wrote a book entitled Fighting Back. Spot on with the title. In this book, she provides critical guidance for parents and professionals. The book explains the impact of child sexual abuse and the various steps that can be taken to keep kids safe. A victim herself, she's the perfect one to explain such events.
Literally, my world is crumbling around me, and I still find a way to win. You know, like, I just know now, as a human being, nothing can break me. Literally nothing.
And speaking of impact, Kayla's been using her platform to give back and inspire others. Whether it's through motivational talks or community work, she's showing that success isn't just about titles and trophies. It's about making a difference and lifting others up along the way.
So that's why I started the Fearless Foundation. And we're sort of using my story as a guideline. And my goal is for it to be in the 7th grade health class curriculum. You know, I want every child in America to have to read about it and learn about it and talk to someone close to them about it so that they understand that this doesn't have to happen.
The takeaway here is that her story is a reminder that greatness doesn't come easy. It's about relentless pursuit, resilience, and always aiming higher. That abused 16-year-old girl has come a long way and achieved greatness with her exploits in the MMA world and with her Olympic gold medals to boot. Alright, that's it for today, folks. Kayla Harrison's inspiring journey is one of a kind. What do you think the future holds for her? Will she ever be a champ in the octagon? Is she the next megastar in the UFC? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and share the video as well. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified of all our content coming up. Subscribe to Sportskeeda MMA for more awesome content, and thanks for hanging out with us. Until next time.